Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, and welcome back again to another session of Speak Your Mind, guys. It's another beautiful Saturday night, and as usual, I'm here live and direct. You know why I come in every Saturday night to share and exchange and ideas and views and listen to your comments and concern and hope that we can all together make a difference to make life better for all of us in the BVI. So welcome back again. You know what I like to say, call your friends, your neighbors, your cousin, your sister, and your brother, and let them know that I am here. I'm live and direct, coming into your living room, bedroom, on your porch, wherever you're viewing this. And some of you guys at the taxi stand, is glad to know that the Speak Your Mind show is very wide. We all over, everywhere, on the taxi stand, in the bars, in the restaurants. So thanks again for tuning in. Of course, we know why you tune in. You tune in because you want to be informed. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I usually give you my 3 or 4 teasers, but I'm going to hold off on that. We got a young lady in studio tonight. We're going to entertain her ideas and comments for a few minutes, and then we're going to kick her out of here, and then we're going to jump right into it. Of course, you guys know, again, Digicel is our biggest sponsor, the Bigger Better Network. So every so often we'll have them on. We had them on a few weeks ago, and they call us up and said, we got to come back because the response was so good. So they're back tonight. They want to share a little bit of information with you, and then we'll jump right into it. So tonight should be good. It should be good. It should be real hot. We have something real sweet to talk about, discuss. Of course, you guys watching the news, breaking news today on 2 major news sites. Royal Caribbean, they've been in the news for the past 3-4 years now in the BVI with a lot of concerns, and now they're canceling ships in the BVI. So we'll open up the phone line on that discussion if you want to talk about it. If not, keep ducking the question or keep ducking the conversation. In the end, you can't avoid it. You're gonna have to face it because, again, ladies and gentlemen, without cruise ships in this country, we are doomed. We're gonna get hurt really bad, and we need to do whatever we can do as a community to make sure that these cruise lines continue to do business with us. So that's one thing. Also, the whole school thing. I want to jump on the high school again tonight. So I'm hoping you parents and your kids who watch the show will take part in the show tonight, because I think it's so important that we continue to highlight some of the ills in our high school. BVI High School is what I'm jumping on. I'm going to jump on that. We'll leave the rest for another time. But BVI High School, we want to talk about, again, the increased number of fights, disrespect, lateness, tardiness, a lot of the issues that are going on at the high school. We want to talk. I want to talk to some of these youths, to see if I can add to the positive speech that they got just this past couple of days at the multipurpose complex. Despite even some of that really good speech from intelligent, smart people, you still had a bunch of kids, line the street after leaving the event, line the street and pretty much, disrespect traffic and do the things contrary to what they were just taught and told. So we'll jump on those when we come back off the break. Before we go to break, again, I want to introduce my guest, Katasha. Yeah. She's a big voice for Digicel, the Bigger Better Network. And again, she wants to share some information with us again tonight. So it's all yours, Katasha. Share with the people what Digicel is about.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Sam, for having me here tonight. Digicel just want to, let our customers know, the BVI know that Digicel, definitely, we want our customers, the persons who are in the BVI, to step up to the best value, the best network, and the best service, because that's what Digicel has to offer. We want persons to not be confused. You definitely can get the best value for calls using Digicel. You can get up to 87% savings when you're using Digicel. So definitely we know that there are some things out there, and there are some claims that you can make calls cheaper, but definitely Digicel is the way to make that cheaper call. So if you're going to make a call with Digicel, instead of paying for 1 minute, pretty much for 10 minutes worth of talking on Digicel, you pay $1. While on other networks, you would have to pay $2.50. So pretty much that's a 60% saving you can get on your call. If you should make a 20-minute call with Digicel, you're just going to pay $1. While on other networks, you would have to pay $5. That is actually an 80% saving because you've chosen to use Digicel. And whenever you make a call for 30 minutes, you actually just pay $1, while on other networks, you actually pay $7.50. So definitely with Digicel, you get the best value. You not only get better value, you get a reliable network, and you get good service. So definitely we just want to let our customers know that Digicel should be a choice. It's time to step up. These are some of the reasons why, more people in the BVI choose Digicel, because of the value, the service, and the reliability. In addition to that, Sam, we just want to let persons know that we not only just have the best rates and so on, but what we also have is we have per second billing. So some networks, they actually even charge you even when you're not talking. So with Digicel, if you talk for just one minute 30 seconds, we just charge you for 1 minute 30 seconds. On some other networks, they charge you for 2 minutes. So definitely you get the best value when you use Digicel. So if you're looking for a reliable network, you're looking for the best value, and you're looking for the best service, then Digicel should definitely be your choice today. So that's our message tonight.
All right. Well, I mean, we'll take a few more minutes and just, you pretty much sums it up in one minute. But let's go over it again. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Digicel customer, if you're not a Digicel customer, this is for you. She's saying on the Digicel network, you get best value. And it's all in dollars and cents. It's in writing, right? It's in print.
Definitely.
So what she's saying is that if you make a 1 minute call, it costs you $1. If you still in that 1 minute call,
if you make a 10-minute call, it costs you $1 with Digicel. While with another network, you'll have to actually pay $2.50.
And if I'm on that 1 minute, 10-minute call, and I stay now for 30 minutes,
you actually just pay $1 still. So you just pay for actually with Digicel, you pay for the first 5 minutes, and then you'd actually get the rest free. So we not only offer the best value in terms of rate, but we also give minutes free as well. So definitely, that's definitely one of the reasons why you should choose Digicel.
So best value, best service. Obviously, Digicel is responsive to customers' concerns and complaints.
Definitely.
So best service. What about, when we talk about service, sometimes you think, man, I keep getting drop calls. Sometimes you go to West End, if you're on some of the other networks, and I'm on a call, all of a sudden my call might drop, and when it comes back up, it'll say, I am now on a AT&T Roman network. How does Digicel deal with things like that?
Well, definitely we advise our customers, because this has been an issue for, lots of our customers, and many of them fall prey to it and the higher rates because of lack of knowledge. So we encourage our customers, we cannot control the reach of AT&T signal. We cannot control that. So we advise our customers to definitely use the settings on their phone and to manually select Digicel. So if you do not want to incur roaming charges while you're here in the BVI, please select manually go on your phone and select Digicel network manually. If it's set on automatic, it will pull towards the strongest signal.
Oh, so that's why. So let's be clear, so people understand that inside your phone setting, you manually set the phone and select Digicel network on the Digicel phone.
Yes.
Okay. And that way it locks it in no matter what. So even if I'm in a cross signal area, it won't automatically switch over. It'll continue to try to find the Digicel network.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. Digicel, the bigger, better network, is here with us tonight. We're talking about up to 80% savings. So those of you who do have a Digicel phone and Digicel service, they just want to clear the air. And we just wanted to give them an opportunity to do that, because they're one of the people that make this show possible. So I know some of you are sitting back saying, I don't want to talk about Digicel tonight. But guess what? We're going to talk about them for a little bit. And then we'll kick her out, and then we'll get on with the show that I know you are tuning in for. And I know some of you can't wait. So BVI customers, Digicel customers, within the BVI. Best value, best service, most reliable service, bigger, better network. I also want to clear the air on something. One of the representatives called me tonight. For those of you who call this network, who call this show, there's a Digicel number up on screen. There's two numbers. There's a text number and there's a call number. So you can call those numbers with a Digicel phone, and I understand the call is free. So don't call and say it's not free, you're running out of time. Supposedly, you shouldn't run out of time on that network if you're on Digicel and you're calling the Digicel number. If you are having a problem, you make sure you call them and hold them accountable for what they're saying tonight. They're saying they're the most best value, most reliable, best service. And if you're not getting value for money when you call this show with a Digicel phone, you find that you're being charged. Look at the time. It's going to be time stamped in your phone anyway. And you go down there and you tell them to speak your mind. Sam Henry said that they are not telling you the truth. And you pull them up on that so we can make sure that we get all our Digicel customers who are viewing this show to continue to view the show and always have that free access to us, okay? So, Katasha,
Yes,
I just want to say thank you. Thank
Yes.
you for coming in and sharing that. Any last minute for the Bigger, Better Network?
We just definitely want our customers to know, if you're looking for reliability, value, and service, Digicel is definitely the network to choose. And this is the reason why most of our customers say that they choose us, because of these key reasons, because of the savings that they see. So if you're tired of, wasting your cents, being nickel and dime, then definitely Digicel is the network you should be choosing. And for all our existing customers, thank you for choosing Digicel.
All right, awesome. All right, guys, so if you have any more questions, feel free to call them up. I think 300-3000, that's the corporate number, right?
Yes.
And then I'm sure they can transfer you to whoever you need to speak with, or you can always drop in at the store off Waterfront Drive and get all the information. And anything that you hear tonight, you can probably view it on the website.
Definitely.
Or pick up something in writing so you can have it in black and white. Anything that you see in there that's not right, you pull them up on it so they can correct it. All right?
Yes.
Because I know the Bigger, Better Network will do
Definitely.
whatever it takes to make sure that the information is correct.
Yeah.
And that you're satisfied, because ultimately they want to keep you as a customer and bring your family along with you. So join the Bigger, Better Network. Stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. And when we come back, we're going to jump right into it again. So get ready, write down your questions, your comments. You know how we do it up here. You know how we do it every Saturday night. All my loyal viewers and listeners and people who take part in this show, and those of you who want to contribute positively to this show and positively to, the lives of other people who are watching the show who are not, as vocal as some of us. Those of you who are vocal, you help those other people. You know what I mean? So get ready so we can run with this thing, all right? We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Last left turn.
Brilliant. The directions I got to go straight.
Oh, you go and tell me about them stupid directions when the map is right here.
Let me see the map. Let me see the map.
So now you want to see the map.
Give me the map, man.
Alright.
No, we pass there, sorry.
Oh.
Make a right, go 100 meters, and that's the destination.
Having Digicel data is like having the fastest man in the world save you from getting lost. Start using Digicel data today. Digicel.
Right Way Food Markets introduces Family Favorites, giving you all your family needs for less. Shop Right Way Food Market's Family Favorites and start counting your savings in all Right Way stores. Unlimited savings on Bounty paper towels, only $3.59 for a 2-roll pack. Kellogg's Corn Flakes, 18 ounces, $5.99. Libby's Corned Beef, 12 ounces, $3.15. Distinction Milk UHT, 1 liter, only $1.50. Kraft American Singles, 16 ounces, $4.99. Find hundreds of Family Favorites like that through the stores. Also available at Fine Foods and Harbor Market. When you shop for your family, buy only the best with Family Favorites. Everything you need for less.
Hi there. Welcome to Botanic Service Station, your #1 Soul Gas Phillips in the British Virgin Islands. Try our delicious hot wings or pizza with your favorite toppings, made fresh every day. Try it. I know you'll love it.
Need a cold drink? We have the widest variety, the cheapest and coldest in town.
Just a friendly reminder, we have a wide range of vehicle maintenance products.
Oils, coolant, batteries, air fresheners, and our number one product, Soul Gas. The best gasoline that will take you further and keep your engine running cleaner. Do you love to cook? We have your LPG right here for your convenience. Open from 7 a.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. Chances are you'll be stopping by the Botanic service station today. So just grab a cold drink while you're there.
Cheers to a month of mouth-watering events. Join us this November for a series of exciting culinary experiences such as the Barefoot Gourmet Soiree, with proceeds donated towards hospitality scholarships for local students. Or experience an evening with our participating hotels, hosting visiting chefs from around the globe. Join our Restaurant Week cook-off and sample special discounted menu items. Every Friday of the month, our chefs prepare savory local dishes. Head to Virgin Gorda for the first ever On the Rocks bar crawl. This food-filled month climaxes on the Drowned Island at the 2nd Annual Anegada Lobster Festival. Visit www.bbifoodfest.com or call the BBI Tourist Board at 284-494-3134 for more details.
Tangerine from the Caribbean, passion fruit and iced tea.
Turbo Plus, the refreshing family drink with a revved up fruit flavor.
New flavors now available: mango, pineapple ginger, and soursop. Turbo Plus is distributed in the Virgin Islands by Total General Services.
What kind of party this?
Then they bring the music.
Seriously?
Having Digicel data is like having the fastest man in the world save you from party disasters. Start using Digicel data today. Digicel.
All right, welcome back, Whereas. Welcome back. So, we're live and direct. I wanted to thank Katasha for coming in. Digicel, a bigger, better network. You know, she wanted to come in and share some ideas and clarify some things. You know how it is. We have to, you know, accommodate them because they help us make this show possible. And they are the bigger, better network as far as what they promote. Everybody's competing big time in the markets. Everybody's offering value for money. So you as a consumer can hopefully gain and benefit from that. So feel free to check out the information, compare notes. You know, what I do is I take brochures from all the companies and I match them up side by side. You know, and I know what package I want and I see who's offering that package and at what rate. And if they ain't give me what I'm looking for, I don't listen to none of the noise. So you do the same. You want value for money, compare for yourself. Take time out to really look at it. Test the system. If you're on the Digicel network, test the system. If you're on Lime network, test the system. If you're on CCT, test the system. Make sure that whatever it is they're advertising and promoting, that's what you're getting as a customer, all right? So do your homework. So jumping right into it, ladies and gentlemen. You guys seen the news just like I have seen the news. Breaking news. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about cruise ships and cruise ship development, but ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. You will never get tired of this situation. Never. And I'll tell you why. Whether you depend on these things or not, directly, indirectly, you are benefiting and depending on it. You hear me right? Whether you depend directly on cruise tourism, you are benefiting indirectly, whether you understand that or not. And I'll tell you what, just look at, understand and analyze for yourself the trickle-down economy. Everybody does well when everybody's doing well. Everybody does well when everybody's benefiting. Everybody's doing well. The economy is doing well. When you get a cruise ship in town and you can find people everywhere and anywhere at any given time doing their own thing, shopping, spending money, at the end of the day, everybody benefits. The cruise ships benefit from coming to a destination. The destination benefit from having these folks to an island. And then hopefully they'll make the decision that when they do decide to come back to another destination, this is the one because A, they had a good taxi ride. They met a nice person on the street that gave them a courteous and professional or just a courteous service, a yes or no, a hello, good afternoon. They helped somebody across the street. B, you know, they went to a nice facility over in Cane Bay or West End or Bruce Bay, and they had such a wonderful time. They were so relaxed. Sometimes people have bad experiences, and then at the end of those bad experiences, the situation turned out to be in their favor. Those are the kind of things that the BVI offer. So when these folks come to our territory, we all benefit. We all benefit. So, you know, we had one cruise line say they're going to pull out some ships until, you know, December. At least that's what the press release said. And, you know, just last month, the Minister for Communication and Work was also saying that, you know, he was experiencing some difficulties and challenges with some of the cruise liners. You know, he has offered to tender the folks into the dock. He offered to pay for that tendering out of BVI Port Authority's money. You know, they've offered a whole bunch of other concessions to the ship. But apparently for this one particular cruise line, Royal Caribbean, it's probably not enough. They don't really care about the tendering. It seems like either they don't want to tender in or they just feel as if, you know, it's not beneficial to them and their customers. Their customers hopefully would have been our customers. So at the end of the day, I just wish to God that nobody else cancel. I do believe maybe one or two others may cancel, might not even confirm booking. So I don't think we're going to see the end. I don't think we're going to see the end of, you know, maybe cancellations or maybe not just confirming bookings. I think there are one or two ship companies that haven't confirmed bookings yet. And normally this time of year, we'll see them. I mean, just last year, I remember it all started late in October. Usually by the 15th, middle of October, we'll see at least 4 or 5 ships by the end of the month. This year, we've only seen maybe 2 or 3 ship calls. I think the 23rd, the 24th, and the 26th. We'll probably see some ship calls. And even some of the ships that are coming, that are scheduled to come, could be a bit challenging because they're European ships. You know, most of us, we speak English in the BVI. We have a language barrier. And I understand, I hear your complaints and your comments that we should learn foreign language. It's very difficult to learn French, Spanish, German, Dutch, Italian, all in one lifetime if you live in an English-speaking country. If I live in a Spanish-speaking country, just like us, they'll have challenges in meeting the demands for some of these other folks if that's all they know was Spanish. So, but you know, we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best to provide the best service that we can. And I'm going to solicit you guys out there to help as well. When you meet folks on the street, offer your service. You know, it could be maybe some direction. It could maybe be a little bit of advice. It could maybe be a little bit of, you know, kindness. You know, show a little bit of kindness so the folks coming into our territory will feel welcome and happy to come to the territory. So if you have any comments you want to make on that, the fact that the cruise liners this particular cruise line, Royal Caribbean, just made an announcement that they are canceling port calls to the BVI. they're citing, the press release said that Mr. Skelton, Claude Skelton, the managing director of BVI Port, cited that their concerns were the ongoing construction of the cruise pier. And, everybody believed that most ships don't like to tender. I mean, we've had ships in this country over the years that had to tender, and they tendered. They tendered, and the folks came in, they had a wonderful time. But yes, I think it is a normal thing to assume that cruise liners don't want to be tendering their passengers. Some of the passengers are old, it takes a while, it takes time. Some of them don't even want other folks' boats docking up to their cruise ship. And then when they have to tender so far out. Sometimes it could be an unpleasant situation for the guests on board, and they don't want that. They want to eliminate that. So we're hoping by January, according to the Minister for Communication and Work, we could see this situation behind us. By then, this is what the minister said, by then we should see at least one side of the dock to a point where the ships like these, the Royal Caribbean ship, can just come to the port and not have to worry about tendering and not have to cancel any more ship calls. So we're going to put the phone lines, phone number up on screen. The text number is up there if you guys want to call in early and hit me up. We'll come back to that a little bit later. If you want to have a conversation on that, you got any questions for me, you want to ask about my feelings about the whole thing, I'm all for whatever is right. If we can get them in here, let's get them in here. I'm ready to start making some money, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you. I don't know about some of you, but for the past 4, almost 5 months, this place has been like a ghost town. I know how some of you feel when you're not making any money. I know how some of you feel when you're faced with making $40 and $50 a day. I understand that situation. I've been in this situation for a long time, and I'm ready to start making some money so I can pay my bills, so I can take care of my family, so I can help this economy grow, all right? Because I believe in contributing. So if you want to call me, hit me up, whatever is on your mind, ladies and gentlemen, just speak your mind. Call me up, hit me up, let me know what's on your mind. There's a whole lot of things happening in the BVI. A lot of things that we could talk about, and a lot of things that I know some of you want to stay clear of for good reason. I understand those reasons. But whatever it is, hit me up. The next thing I hope that we could discuss tonight. There's 2 things, but this next thing is the situation again, ladies and gentlemen, with our school kids. What is up with these school kids? School just started, man. Fights everywhere. Fights on the basketball court in Lower State. Kids challenging each other. They teasing each other on Facebook. They challenging each other to fights. And then kids are going with brass knuckles and they pulling machetes and knife on each other. What is going on in this country with these children? What is the problem? I saw just the other day driving by in front of the high school. One of them got turned back because he came to school with a pair of white sneakers. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a chance to address your child before they leave home, please do your best, man. Pull your cheering them up. These kids are disgusting. They're getting out of cars, and I heard the minister himself said, and I saw it myself, they're getting out of car, they're not even properly dressed. Why they leaving home and they're not properly dressed? Check yourself before you leave the house. Check yourself before you get out your mother or father car. And ladies and gentlemen, when you're dropping your kids off, if you're in front of Bobby's and there's 15 vehicles in front of you, all dropping kids off, tell your kids get out and walk so you don't have to keep tying up traffic. You're going to wait until 15 vehicles later, until you get in front of the courthouse to tell your child to get out, holding up traffic. Why? Maybe that's the reason why some of the kids are behaving the way they're behaving. Because it's some of the same behavior some of our parents are doing. You know what's so funny? The kids them that had a fight on a basketball court just the other day up in Lower State. Instead of the parents, both sets of parents, pull up their kids for the kind of behavior they were involved with, they start turning on each other. Instead of turning on each other, you should pull up your kids together discipline them together so you don't have this problem because it's an ongoing problem. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to do something about these youths, you know. And it ain't all boys, but it's a lot of boys. And we need leaders in this country that are male. We got a lot of leaders that are females. The young girls, them are leading, they're doing their thing. Everybody could see that. They doing their thing, but little boys, trust me, you're going to get left behind. And you can't be upset, you can't complain when you get left behind because you didn't take the chance to really step up your game, to learn your lessons, to go to school and be disciplined and do the things that are right. What is going on with these kids? You want to comment on that, ladies and gentlemen? Hit me up on that. I really want to find out what's going on in the high school with all youths there, man, because it's really, really disgusting now to see and hear the kind of things that are happening. And you know what? They're taking their frustration off the schools, out of the school, into the basketball court, somewhere around the corner because they feel it won't be tied into the school. I think we should hold them accountable regardless. You know, as long as you're wearing the school uniform, as long as you're in school, and that's the kind of behavior you're carrying on with, we should pull them up on that, no matter where they are. And when they're getting off a school bus and pulling machetes and knife on each other, we should pull them up on that. And again, parents, we should pull up our own kids. Don't condone the situation. Don't sit there and think and say it's okay because your child or this child, that one might have had a machete. No, you know what? At the same time, the two of them need to be pulled up. Both of them need to be pulled up, and we got to instill discipline in them. And you know something that irked me just the other day, ladies and gentlemen? Friday morning, I'm walking down the street. I'm driving down the street, and they had just let these kids out. After all that motivational speaking, about 50 to 100 of them walk out in the street and all decide to walk in the road. Not even walk 2, 3 at a time behind each other in an orderly manner. They decide to walk in the street and occupy the street. And then challenging vehicles to run them down. After just coming off that wonderful, motivational, and I'm looking at some of the headlines. Lead your life. This is what one of the guys said to them. This was one of his main talk. Lead your own life. Make great choices. These are the kind of things they're telling them, and then they come out and look how they lead their life. Walk in the street. Pull up in front of traffic. Block cars from coming. Walk in your lane and then tell you, well, I ain't worrying about he ain't got to stop. Those are the kind of behaviors that we have to deal with. And if they're behaving that way, what's going to happen when they get older? If we don't do something as a society to stop it and curb it, what's going to happen when they get older? It's going to be a major problem in this country. All leaders, them are going to be all end up in balsam gut. We got to try to do something about it, ladies and gentlemen, because it don't look good. It don't look good for these youths to be acting and behaving that way. And I think, personally, they need to take them off Facebook. I think Facebook is a major problem for a lot of these youths. I think some of them are using it now to just, belittle themselves, to really show that they have no sense of understanding. They don't have any good home upbringing. I mean, you see, I don't know how many of you see the kind of behavior you see with some of our youths right here in the BVI. And they're exposing themselves. They're telling the world how ignorant they are. So who to blame? Who do we blame? What do we do as a society? Should I get involved? I'm afraid to get involved with anybody. I see a lot of things. Sometimes I might pick up some of them because right on the corner by Walmart, you'll see them there 9 o'clock when they should be in school at 8:30. They're there catching a ride. So I'll pick them up and I'll drop them off and I'll say, man, why don't you get to school on time so you don't have to be dealing with this situation? But then again, you also have to be careful not to talk to any of them too hard, because the first thing they're going to go and say, you were being rude to them or you did something to them. I can't afford that. So you who have them, watch out for them. take care of them, talk to them, discipline them. And I think the law needs to come on the side of the parents and not the side of the kids. I know I don't want to see nobody child get abused, and we understand that. But my God, we are falling in a situation where you can't even discipline your own children. Because the first time you discipline any of them, the first time you try to pull any of them up, automatically now you become a child abuser. And you might be labeled on some list now they get ready to create that, could haunt you for the rest of your life. So, it's sad. It really is sad. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. I just put that out there for you guys to really jump on it, gravitate around it. Again, if you want to call it and comment on any of the two things I just spoke about, feel free to do that. If not, if you have something else that you believe needs to get out there, call me and let me know. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to start this thing up. All right?
Right Way Food Markets introduces Family Favorites, giving you all your family needs for less. Shop Right Way Food Market's Family Favorites and start counting your savings in all Right Way stores. Unlimited savings on Bounty paper towels, only $3.59 for a 2-roll pack. Kellogg's Corn Flakes, 18 ounces, $5.99. Libby's Corned Beef, 12 ounces, $3.15. Distinction Milk UHT, 1 liter, only $1.50. Kraft American Singles, 16 ounces, $4.99. Find hundreds of Family Favorites like that through the stores. Also available at Fine Foods and Harbor Market. When you shop for your family, buy only the best with Family Favorites. Everything you need for less.
Hi there. Welcome to Botanic Service Station, your number 1 Soul gas fill-ups in the British Virgin Islands. Try our delicious hot wings or pizza with your favorite toppings, made fresh every day. Try it. I know you will love it.
Need a cold drink? We have the widest variety, the cheapest and coldest in town.
Just a friendly reminder, we have a wide range of vehicle maintenance products.
Oils, coolant, batteries, air fresheners, and our number 1 product, Soul Gas. The best gasoline that will take you further and keep your engine running cleaner. Do you love to cook? We have your LPG right here for your convenience. Open from 7 a.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. Chances are you'll be stopping by the Botanic Service Station today, so just grab a cold drink while you're there.
Littering is a criminal offense under the Littering Abatement Act. Our litter wardens and police officers are hunting for litterers. You will be caught when you least expect. Litterers are subject to a $500 fine or 3 months in prison. Stop littering in our country. You are hurting our environment and you are hurting our economy.
Al's Marine Air Conditioning and Refrigeration specializes in servicing and repairing units such as Daikin, Marine Air Tech, Mitsubishi, DGM, York. Any type that you call, we can install. We also work on commercial and residential units in houses, boats, cars, and company buildings. If you even need some cool breeze for your doghouse or house table, we will not hesitate. We are always able. No job is too big or too small for Al's Marine Limited. For our home and restaurant customers, we also service and install all your appliances such as ovens, stoves, washers, dryers, refrigerators, and freezers. You can contact us at 494-4529 or 340-3791 or email us alsmarine@surfbvi.com. Alsmarine is located in Purcell Estate Road, Town, Tortola. Alsmarine Limited, your number 1 choice.
I hear to find out about my husband's social security. You hear about that bad accident?
Yes.
This my husband get mashed up.
He went to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it was a serious accident, you know. But he don't get some of that security money.
Miss, your husband's contributions are not up to date.
What? What do you mean by that?
Remember, you must secure your tomorrow today. Check on your contribution status right away.
Place spaghetti in boiling water, add tomatoes, sweet peppers, and onions, and presto, your spaghetti marinara.
Having Digicel data is like having the fastest man in the world save you from last-minute dinner dilemmas. Start using Digicel data today. Digicel.
All right, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. So again, share your views on what you think about the announcement today. What do you think, period, about the whole cruise ship situation, the port, the pier, the development, you know, whatever is on your mind. If you want to share your views on that, go ahead. Feel free to do that. Good or bad, it don't matter to me. But the people who are responsible are listening to, I know they're going to take your comments and concerns. You know, we have a group of people going up to St. Martin just next week. We have the FCCA, Florida Caribbean Cruise Association. This is you know, the event. If any of you out there want to get involved with cruise tourism, this is the opportunity where you go, you register online, and you can go and register in person next week, starting Monday. And you have an opportunity to present your ideas and your plans, your tours, your whatever it is you want to sell to cruise ships or cruise liners directly. You can go to the FCCA and do it. You don't need the government to do it for you. You can go do that yourself. You don't need to go to any government official or anybody in government as well. You can just get on the plane, go up to St. Martin, go register, and meet delegates and meet people who are responsible for cruise lines that might be coming to the BVI and pitch your ideas to them. That's what it's there for. So, but we do have a delegation of people, people from the port, people from BVI Tourist Board. You know, we usually have a nice booth. They put it up. They, you know, have a lot of brochures. It's all PR, you know, it's all PR stuff. But it's really not about them. It's about you. So if you want to get involved, feel free. But if you want to comment on that, feel free. Royal Caribbean made an announcement, I think, since yesterday, Friday. And today it hit the news that they're canceling protocols to the BVI from the end of October, this October month, to December. I think that will continue if they feel that at any time their ships may have to tender. They don't want to tender. Also, again, I just throw it out there for you guys. What do you think about the whole high school situation, man? We got a lot of issues going on in this high school. We got a lot of kids that have a lot of anger management. Yeah. What's going on? You want to speak your mind? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good evening. Talk to us.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, you're live. Go right ahead.
Good evening. I want to call to speak a little bit about the minimum wage. I don't know if your topic or...
Oh yeah, the minimum wage. Go right ahead. I was just looking at New York, and I see that New York gone to $13 an hour.
So, absolutely. It's a fight all over, almost all over the world right now. Everybody.
Yeah, Haiti has already gone to $5 US. You know, we're way behind. We're running way behind in this country.
Yeah, but you know, it's been 15 years since we've been revised.
15 years?
Changed.
Wow.
Since 1999. And I want to say that I still congratulate the minister, even though it took him 3 years to form this committee.
Yes.
But he don't have the committee formed.
Right.
I don't know if you can inform, but I haven't heard about the terms of reference. I don't know what they're really supposed to be doing other than revising the minimum wage itself. But I want to bring a different light to this situation of minimums in the BVI, especially as it relates to a lot of our high-end operations, especially the hospitality industry.
Yes.
People will be surprised to know that there are people still getting $4.04 an hour.
I don't know if it's Carl. I don't know if it's true, but I've even heard of people getting less than $4 an hour.
Well, I don't know anybody getting less, but I know what the thing is done is that they're using the gratuity to, so to speak, make up salaries, and that is illegal and that's a bar. Because we don't have a tip credit law here like in the United States, where they finally decided that waiters and waitresses and people like that were making too much money because their tips and their gratuity were so much, and the minimum was around 7, so that was too much money for them to make. So in the 90s, they got a law passed to restrict or to allow them to pay less per hour for people who get tips. I think that is what is happening in Guatemala, and it's illegal and it's wrong.
Carla, how familiar are you with the 2010 labor code?
Not totally, but
well,
I have read some of it today.
Well, there's a part there that allows for paying taxes on your tips here in this country.
Yeah, I know about that too. And that is happening. But I don't really run from paying taxes, especially since our tax rate is so low. But I'm saying, if you're going to tax me, then you got to look out and make sure I'm getting the right amount to begin with. Okay? And I know for a fact, I can't put my fingers on it, but I know that the hotels are not really giving you all the gratuity. Okay? So that's another thing.
Well, Carla, when this issue comes up, I usually take the side of the less fortunate. And I say that if you really look at how people survive in this country, the supermarket prices, the price for transportation, the prices for health care, the prices to take care of your children. It's really a burden on all of us, and there's a minimum amount of money that a person would have to have in order to be decent.
Yep.
And any one of us who don't want to take that road, I understand that you don't want to take the road, but I'm going to take that road.
Absolutely. Well, I just want to, wish the committee all the best. I know they have their work cut out for them, and especially in the hospitality industry. We are often called to work nights, weekends, holidays,
exactly.
And they just compensate you the bare minimum by law. Everything they do is the bare minimum by law.
And Carla, I worked in the hospitality area, my very first job, so I know what you're talking about.
Yes, exactly. It's not a really totally bed of roses job,
Yes.
It takes a lot out of you to accomplish what they need to get accomplished. I'm saying you should be well compensated for that, beyond any measure. Those gratuities should just be an extra thing to keep you encouraged to do your job. You should be paid the right money per hour for the work you're doing. The holiday pay and all these things, it should be premium. It shouldn't be just because the government has a minimum, they're going to stick with it. They're the biggest industry, and they're going to stick to the very minimum.
Yeah.
What the small fellow supposed to do? How can he because of that? Yeah. Anyway, I just want to encourage the minimum wage committee. I don't know all the people who are on there, but it's already formed.
Yes.
Some of the names I see there, I'm not happy with. I can say that now.
Okay.
But I don't want to go there, Let's get it moving and get it done, and let's be fair and equitable in our dealings. Thank you, sir.
Well, Carla, one of the things that might help the committee too is if they have some public meetings, in various areas. That might help.
They have to gather some information by having, whether it's hearings publicly or privately, but they got to gather the information because the information is there. Yeah. It is there. A lot of people are afraid to talk about because, again, the big corporations are able to convince government that they have to bring in all kinds of people who, unfortunately or fortunately, are on the work permit, and it is like a noose around their necks as well. Mm-hmm. Even if they're intended to say something, they always think they're going to lose their job, they're going to lose their work permit, they have to go home, and they don't want that. They didn't come for that. So, a lot of people take a lot of things just because, they don't want to be summarily dismissed.
Yes. And you make me think about something. You make me think about the unemployment rate. And we, as a country, we have admitted now for the first time that we have unemployment. Okay? We had it for a while, but we are now talking about it. And something I know in some countries that you have to be gainfully, or how should I put it? You have to be you have to be able to prove to the government that you have looked for 3 jobs before you could get unemployment benefit, right? Now, that could be a challenge here because we know that a lot of jobs being advertised here are already filled.
Already filled.
Yeah, so how could you prove that you went to look for 3 jobs if the 3 jobs that you went to look for were already filled?
Yeah.
So maybe we need to have a conversation about that whole area.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
But the whole area of employment, the whole compensation package, doing the whole budget, and that has to be looked at. Yeah. The seriousness and urgency.
Yes.
Okay, I thank you, gentlemen, okay?
Okay, well, thanks very much for calling in.
Thanks for the call.
All right.
I think the caller might be pleased to know that some of the people on the committee are also managers and directors of some of the best 5-star hotel properties we have in the territory. So hopefully they'll probably be giving their employees a raise in a more applicable way.
We have a text that came in. I congratulate the Minister for Education for the good work he is doing. However, I disagree with girls going to school while pregnant and returning after birth. That's crazy. They either should be transferred to the alternative or technical school. Reason why we have so many teenage pregnancies. My daughter said to me, I didn't finish. The person didn't, it just stopped at her. I guess he's gonna text the rest of the conversation. But that's a conversation, Sam, about the teenage pregnancy and the fact that the minister has allowed persons who are pregnant to continue to get an education while they're still pregnant.
Well, it is a very touchy situation. I think you have a few more texts there too.
It is a touchy situation, but it's what it is.
I don't think they should allow any distraction though.
Good night, Sam. A new law passed last week that give men more rights to their children or to the child or children. Could you elaborate a little on that? I think he's referring to the law that was passed that would put equal rights on both the man and the woman as far as the rights of the child is concerned, for child support, for the welfare of the child, all those things.
That's right.
And I think that is something that was well needed in this community.
Oh yeah.
And I heard part of the debate where one of our representatives, I don't want to call a name because I can't remember exactly which one of the representatives it is, but one of them was asking whether or not garnishing salary was going to be part of the law. And I think when they went into closed session, they probably dealt with that issue. But that is a issue that really needs to be sorted out for this area for a long time, because if you have a person, whether it's a man or a woman, and they did something that's unlawful, and the child can't benefit from the punishment, then it might as well not punish the person. If we're gonna send the mother or the father to jail, and while one or both of the parents are in jail, the child can't get any child support, I think that is totally against the Rights of the Child Act that we have already.
Yeah, that's right.
The focus should be on the benefit to the child.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the other way around.
Yeah.
So we have a text that just came in. Let's see what it says. A text came in and said, the Minister of Education cannot stop a child that is pregnant from going to school. There is no law against it. Okay, that's good to know that there is no law against it. I know in the past people were stopped, but...
And they went to night school.
That was then, and this is now.
Yeah, maybe there's a policy and it might need to be revised.
Yeah.
You can look into that. But I don't know. I have mixed feelings about young ladies going to school in the general population, pregnant, 7, 8 months pregnant. And I can't see how it could be conducive to good learning if she's pregnant, have to constantly leave, go to the restroom, or, just dealing with the issues of being pregnant. And I think it is a major distraction. I think it's sending the wrong message to other young ladies in school that, you know, you don't want to have a daycare in school, period. I have mixed feelings about that. You know,
well, when I heard about the volume of persons that are in this situation in the Elmo Stowe High School, I asked the question, what about prenatal care? And what connection is there between the clinic, the Rotown Clinic, and the high school to ensure that, because these mothers are the mothers who are most vulnerable because they have a situation that is unique. They're having the first term, right? And they need special attention to ensure that you get a healthy baby.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, you know, the worst case would be to try to help them. So I don't know if that is happening, but I guess the people that listen to this show will become, aware of the situation, and they would step up to the plate and do what they have to do. Because those people, those young women who are in that situation, they definitely would need prenatal care to the point where, you know, regular doctor visits, etc., would be required.
Yeah, and again, when you look at, you know, a grown woman who's having a child,
yes,
you know, 6, 7, 8 months old, into a pregnancy, I mean, she has all the issues with pregnancy.
Yes.
So I can't imagine that not happening to a young person who have never had a child
and you're
before.
talking about a normal pregnancy, and there are other more complicated issues as well.
That's right. So I don't know. I personally, if it was me, I wouldn't allow it. I think going to if you can't focus long enough to be in school and want to be in school and want to learn, and your focus is about sneaking around the corner and getting yourself pregnant, you know, then there should be an alternative for that. You know, not in the general population. So that's just my take on that. I know some of you probably didn't want to hear that. That's not your feeling. It's fine. You don't like that suggestion, call and give me yours. So let's share and exchange ideas.
Yeah.
Courtney, you know, we had the big thing this week. We had a motivational session, the annual motivational session. We had a lot of good people there doing some motivational speak to the young people. But it really pissed me off to see some of them, the way they behave after the event. You know, they came out in the middle of the road, they blocked the street, they blocked the entire lane, you know, and kids were actually drifting off into the other lane while vehicles were passing and trying to make their way. And it's just the kind of behavior you see, and you ask yourself, they just came from something that's supposed to inspire them to do different, think different, move different, be their own leaders, you know, plot their own path to success. And here they are, you know, just less than, you know what I mean? So it was really a situation to see that, you know, some of them just didn't get the message.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Some of them just didn't get the message. And tomorrow, Monday, you'll still see some of them coming to school half dressed. You know, you'll still see some of them coming to school, pants down, sagging. I mean, these little boys out there, they gotta understand this sagging pants business. If you're sagging, you're fagging. That's what one Facebook prison thing guy said. He said, if you're sagging, you're fagging. It's not right. Stop it. Pull up your pants. Dress properly. Nobody, no employer wants to see a youth come to school or come to work behaving and moving in that manner. When you got to deal with international people, you got to go in front of people, you got to dress well. I mean, start now doing the right thing, dressing the right way, you know, speaking the right way, moving in the right direction, and then you won't have any problem transforming yourself into that when the time comes, because it will just be a natural thing. You know what I mean? So I think some of our youths them really need to be pulled up.
Sam, the slogan is dress to impress.
Yeah, well,
impress yourself and impress anybody else that comes in contact with you.
Yeah.
We got some texts that came in. Let me see if I could get to them.
We got a bunch of them there.
Yeah. People who are not stopped in the past, they made their own decision to stop going to school. I know, as I worked in the education ministry in the 80s. Well, that's good to know as well. We need a law in place for property owners to trim around their properties with bushes that is hanging over their fences on both sides, meeting each other. All right, my boy, we have a lot of laws. If you probably check the laws, you might find there is a law like that already. But anyways, your point is well taken. We need to have some way of enforcing some of the things that we have and keeping your place tidy. It's you shouldn't have to legislate that. I saw my neighbors cleaning. I'll get back to that. We have a call. Good evening. You're speaking mine. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good evening, guys. What's up?
Good evening. We're doing fine. How about you?
Well, early on I was hearing Sam speaking about the young sons them fighting and things like that, and it's cool. Which Sam, what I have to say, that as we as parents of the children, father and mother need to get together, whether they meet together in relationship, they need to get together and go up to school and also at times monitor how the children behaving of the school. Some of us only does reach up there when we interested in seeing the child graduate, and after that we don't go up there. So sometimes we is to be blamed. Also, you speak about the dress code. Some of us do not train our children from down the ground up. We wait till they reach big and want to train them. So how can you train a child when you don't lead them grow up and do what they want?
Yeah.
Wrong or right, Sam?
No, I agree. I totally agree. That's why I believe anything you're going to do, you got to start young. You got to start cultivating. The generation gap is 20 to 25 years in my estimate. And so we now have to start with them 5-year-olds coming in. We have to start with them now, to not putting aside the others, because you still have to work with them, because there's still some you could change and help. But you got to start now with that generation at 5 years old, and you got to start instilling those kind of behavior, that culture, that attitude in them. So as they progress, it become natural for them to get to school on time, to make sure they groom and make sure that they're saying good morning, good afternoon, make sure they're learning and reading and learning to write and so forth. So I agree. I totally agree.
Sam, as I big, we'll be in the house. Me, my wife, and my son. When we get up in the morning, we say good morning to each other. Good morning, Sarah. You get up and you walk on each other. I just say good morning, Kareem. You say good morning, Daddy. This is thing that we do when we're in the house in the morning. We don't get up and walk on each other like we sleep together. We do that. And let me tell you something, which I always say. I ain't grow up with a father, but I always say, when I get any kids at the time, I gonna do my father role. You understand? And when I used to carry him to school, I used to always ask Mr. South, how are we doing in school? And they will tell you that I never go against a teacher with not. You understand? I go up to the school and ask him what he do and what he did. But some of us as parents, we go up to the school and instead of we sit down and ask the question in front of the child, we believe the child more than because I always would tell my son, let me tell you something, the teachers them don't learn already, You understand? So here is this. Sometimes you could be bright pass in your class because of rudeness, then teacher will fail you. You understand? So I always, I could tell you one time, Mr. Malone, sing me alone for Eastern, I put some liquor on her, and she come on by me, Sam. And Mr. Malone licked me. I say, what you do? I said, let me tell you something, Ira. Go back up to school, he in charge of you, boss. He wants you to be in charge of you. And she will tell you anytime, you don't go to my father for no teacher. Because I just make sure tell him, they is in charge of you going up to school. And we as parents, some of us take what child has come and force you, and we go from there and to cut off the teacher. And we don't know what will be going on. You understand? Which and Sam, look at this. If you check out the child now, the child even was born today, they just test you, even them a baby, hit you, and see if you can correct them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Carla, you're making a very important point, right? But I just want to ask you one thing. What about those students who don't have that support that you're speaking about, and they have to leave the house in the morning time after 8 without any help from anybody else, and get to school on time and do all those things? Those kids need, they need somehow to be able to get that same type of advice and encouragement that you're talking about as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but what happened is, if you have some teachers in there where if you see something or the child so come in how they want, you find out who the parent is and contact the teacher, the parent.
Mm-hmm.
Why your child coming this way? Because let me tell you this again. One time when Karim was young coming up, I see he start to want to come with the pants down by your bottom. Below your bottom. I said, boss, let me tell you something. You make sure you have the pants up on your waist. And also, you put your shirt inside of your pants.
And come back home with it in your pants too.
Okay? And from then, you see he does be well dressed.
Yeah.
Well groomed. Also, let me tell you, one time I came the barber and come with the hair half cut. I went to the barber and said, Barber, let me tell you something here. Hey, he spend this money. You know? When he come in your chair, you cut off all the hair for me, please. You understand? See, he run thing here, boss. And this is the thing that you don't need to deal with. Some of us feel we love our children too much to correct them.
Yeah.
Okay? And this is the thing what's happening in this place. Because one time I was trying to correct a young man. I can't forget. And I tell the parent. And the parent says, so what if you tell the kids? You understand? From then I never say a thing.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough trying to correct them.
This is the thing that we need to monitor, go up to the school and find out how the children behaving and things like that. A lot of us do not go and be a part of the children's life only when they failing in school. We try to go up there and cuss off the teacher them and go on how they feel like.
Well, Carla, I think a breath of fresh air for you would be the new principal, because she has come out and said she has a no tolerance for any smoking in the school. She has made some hard and fast decisions so far. She has even gone to the point now where the meeting with the parents, she's going to meet in East End and West End and in town, so that she could probably get more attention from the parents. So I think, we have to, I know you're a past member of that school too, we all got to chip in and lend our support.
But let me tell you this too. Go to these meetings and see how many parents show up to these meetings.
The ones who care.
We have a nasty habit in this place where when we call meeting to anything, we do not show up. But when you put things in place, the same people who don't show up want to come on our show, or call in on our show, and make a heap of adoration. We have a problem here in everything. We do not show to nothing. No meeting. I've been to things. Let me tell you this, when I'm in the air. When Karim and I used to go to school, but when Karim used to come, when they got teacher-parent meeting, you know he used to come home and say, Daddy, let me tell you something. We got parent-teacher meeting, and this is a one-parent thing, but I want mine two parents at two meeting. And that's the way how we used to come home and say. And I used to go to the meeting then. And sometimes I go to the meeting, right? I used to come home and tell him, Boss, let me tell you something. What I to be telling you is what them don't say, you know. So it's good to go down there and hear what I'm trying to say. I don't tell you. And that's the way he used to always come home. Every time I have a meeting, he let me know. This is a one parent thing, you know. So you have to go to every school meeting, they couldn't say going. He telling me I gotta go.
Well, Carla, you really drive the point home, and I'm glad, because I think whoever is listening to the show and they have kids in the system, they have to realize that it's very difficult for a teacher to spend 90% of the time correcting and doing discipline, and then 10% of the time trying to teach a subject matter. So the more we discipline the children, then the less time the teacher would have to spend disciplining the children, and that would mean they would learn more. And I think everybody would win. It would be a win-win situation. So thanks for sharing with everybody tonight. We appreciate it.
Okay, before I leave, you see how like when they start off the sorting with security and things like that?
Yes.
With the test and everybody kick up. You know, when we try to put laws in place, we in the BVI they try to kick up. But when you go other places, you have to obey to the laws. But here in Tatola, it seems like we don't want to adjust to nothing. Don't care what it is to have something good, you know, to protect everybody in school, whether children or whatever. We make a heap of noise.
I know you mean
that's the way how we stay here in the BVI. Like we don't want to obey nothing, and you know who to blame? We blame the local people because some of them break their own law. They don't want to obey their own law. But if you don't obey your own law, which is your country, anybody going to do the same thing like you, when who come in and stuff, but say, well, he respect your own rule. Just like if somebody come in your house.
Yeah.
If they mean respect your house, if you then you see that you do the right thing, they're going to do what you do. And I blame people who from here because they do not try to respect the law. You see how much people up here on telephone, they say do not ride on the back of a truck, and you see it every day.
Well, Carla, I'm not running you, but we have another call. So as usual, you'll hit us back up again a little later.
No problem, boss.
Okay. Yeah, Sam. That's a lot of issues you raised in a short space of time.
Yeah.
And in that short space of time, we got a lot of text. So let's see if we could get some of them before we get another call. I said, my daughter said to me that she is in third form, mommy. This girl in my class is 6 months pregnant, and she distract me in class always, but this child always moving, or she's spitting in cup. As a parent, I think this matter needs to be dealt with. We are encouraging teenage pregnancy. They need to be going night school. That's similar to what you were saying, Sam.
I agree.
Talk about the breaking news by John Klein concerning the cruise ship. No, it's not John Klein. It's it's Clark Klein. Let's hear your views on the young ladies that were in fact advised not to come back to school. How did their life turn out? Are they now poor, and are their children blocking up the road and daring Sam to run them down? I hope not. We got a call. Yeah, good evening. You're speaking mind. Go right ahead, please. You have to turn your television set down, please.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Yes, good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Good evening.
Okay, Simon called me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a baseball coach right now. And I'm at the age where and experience where I realize that best coaches, not only in baseball, but soccer, basketball,
Of course.
We spend a lot of time with these kids, especially the males,
Right.
females too. But I believe we can do a lot better job on stressing discipline and respect. And I'm talking about where I'm thinking about forming a coaches association.
Yes, that's an excellent.
Right. At the end of the day, most of the young males are into sports. That means that we know they are. Most likely we know they are.
Right.
So if we just sit on the sideline and not do anything, I think if we can get an association from talking to the schools, and every so often, and so let's be a part of to try to stop the problem. So I am putting together right now an association with all the top coaches, the popular ones, and we're gonna see if we could make a change.
I think that's an excellent initiative, and I could speak for myself. My coach that I had, Blake, was my coach. I know Blake very good. He coached me in many things. And if Blake, if I see if Blake come here today, he'll look for me. If I know he's here, I'll go and look for him. That's the kind of relationship we have up to this day.
Yeah, a coach is like a father.
Exactly.
So none of my kids don't call me when they see me on the field. Call me Chichi or Raymond. No, they don't call me Coach Raymond or Coach Blake.
Yes.
That sounds very small, but that's is a major step in being.
Also to caller, when you're in a position to coach, you're also in a position to talk about the finer things in life as well.
Of course.
And that can help a young person, if they have questions and
right. So I want to believe we are coaches, and we need to be very taking our position for granted, and just going to win games and that kind of stuff. I think.
But it's more than that.
I think it should be to encourage young men to be better role models in the community.
Yes.
So that's what I'm doing right now. Sam, yourself, and for me, as you don't have to be all coaches. It can just be people that are that are seen and known. So that would be my 2 cents back to trying to get a community.
But while you're talking about that too, I made this comment on this show already, and I think this is a good time to talk about it too. The Athletics Association at the various schools, they need transportation. They need a bus.
Of course, that's another story for me. Another story.
Okay.
But one thing again, before I go real quick,
Yeah.
So I was in my school. They had kids bigger than me. The kids were averaging maybe like 5, 6, 6 feet. But what we had back then was a lot of male. I was down touching it a while ago, but we had a lot of male teachers.
Yes.
Today, the majority is females. And again, that's where the coaches then can come into the school, and be a part of what's going on and help steady these kids. So that's my 2 cents on the show tonight.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks very much for your input.
Okay.
All right. The last subject that he was touching on there is really important. I'll get back to it about male teachers. Good evening. You're speaking mind. Go right ahead, please.
Yes, good night, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Good night. We're doing fine. And yourself?
Good night.
You make your friends to complain when you think you're doing bad, somebody doing worse than yourself.
that is so true.
But one other thing I must say, that's a very serious topic you're talking about with the kids. Those kids are the next generation. And I'm saying that we're losing our generation. And I think what's happening right now is seeing like some of the parents need parents counseling and raising their kids because we got a lot of broken down homes. When I was small and I grew up, it used to take the village to help raise a kid. And today I find that I had to try, some of that instilled in me. So when I see kids late going to school, it pains me. So I had to try my best to calm the distance they need to go. And I find that sometimes when you stop for the kids, it's like they're nothing to come. You know, it's like, my son, come quick. I mean, it's like they got like a don't care attitude, like in a sense, why you really stop for me. You know? Because I think that if I could help that kid, he would be, and he could learn, he won't be a trouble to me or maybe the generation who are coming. And somehow we got to help. But today now the laws are so serious even to raise your own child. To discipline them, you got to be so careful how you discipline them. And, you know, we live in a serious time, my brother.
Yes.
And I realize that the generation that is coming now don't know who God is. So they raise up in that fear, they don't care. When you raise up in the wisdom of God, you understand that you have a lot of respect for people. Because the commandments of God say you got to love God first and then love your neighbor as yourself. But if you don't have the fear of God, how are you going to have the fear of man? So we're raising up a society that doesn't know God. It is a serious time we're living in, brother. So the things that we see, a lot of that didn't come from the school, and it come from home. But now we're asking the school now to raise our children. And all the teachers them so be focused on educating. Not so much, in a sense, so much of the discipline. The teacher that got to educate and discipline. And now you got to be so careful how you discipline.
Yep.
So we're living in a serious time. So but we got to encourage the government and some farm have to help educate. You see all that the little child, they're getting a child in school.
Yes.
A great percentage of those children don't come out to be trouble. In a sense to all you, it is a bad example for the other girls. You mightn't think it now enough. But because the enemy is on a rampage to destroy the generation that is coming. So whatever he could feed the mind with of the young ones, they would think a lot of things what they're doing now, they would think it was all right then. Because they see all the people doing it and they see certain things happening. So maybe they may have a little power to do it yet, but sooner or later they start to rebel. Then they might think everything was all right. It was all right. But it's when they hit them, they realize sometimes it's late, sometimes they waste a lot of time, and they realize it's too late. So we got to encourage the society as much as possible, got to encourage and help raise, give them encouragement, help them where we could, because it takes a society to help raise these children. Anyhow, that's my little part.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks. Yeah, before the call came in, I was saying, Sam, that we needed to, talk a little bit about the fact that like the caller was saying, at one point there were more male teachers in the school system than we have now. So there were male examples for other male students. Now there are more women teaching than men. So they have a shortage of male teachers, and that could be some of the an area that could be improved. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Sam, at this time, the sponsors that make this show possible are asking us to take a break. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back with you.
What kind of party this?
Then they bring the music.
Seriously?
Having Digicel data is like having the fastest man in the world save you from party disasters. Start using Digicel data today. Digicel.
Right Way Food Markets introduces Family Favorites, giving you all your family needs for less. Shop Right Way Food Market's Family Favorites and start counting your savings in all Right Way stores. Unlimited savings on Bounty paper towels, only $3.59 for a 2-roll pack. Kellogg's Corn Flakes, 18 ounces, $5.99. Libby's Corned Beef, 12 ounces, $3.15. Distinction Milk UHT, 1 liter, only $1.50. Kraft American Singles, 16 ounces, $4.99. Find hundreds of Family Favorites like that through the stores. Also available at Fine Foods and Harbor Market. When you shop for your family, buy only the best with Family Favorites. Everything you need for less.
I hear to find out about my husband's social security. You hear about that bad accident? Yes. This my husband get my show.
He went to Puerto Rico?
Yeah. It was a serious accident, you know. But I don't get some of that security money.
Miss, your husband's contributions are not up to date.
What? What do you mean by that?
Remember, you must secure your tomorrow today. Check on your contribution status right away.
Many people don't even know that they have cabin filters in their vehicles, and most others aren't aware of the health benefits of maintaining your vehicle's cabin filter. Dirty or clogged cabin filter can cause musty odors in your vehicle and cause contaminants to become more concentrated in the cabin that passengers actually breathe more fumes and particles. The cabin filter helps trap pollen, bacteria, dust, and exhaust gas that may find their way into your vehicle's air conditioning, heating, and ventilation system. The filter also prevents leaves, bugs, and other debris from entering the HVAC system. Change your cabin filter. It's a simple preventive maintenance step that goes a long way forward to protecting you and your passengers, as well as your vehicle heating, ventilating, and air conditioning HVAC system. Breathe easy, Virgin Islands, and get your cabin filter replaced today. Visit One Stop Auto at the R&R Balloon Complex at Parkwood Pond, or call us at 495-2886.
Criminal offense under the Littering Abatement Act. Our litter wardens and police officers are hunting for litterers. You will be caught when you least expect. Litterers are subject to a $500 fine or 3 months in prison. Stop littering in our country. You are hurting our environment and you are hurting our economy.
Cheers to a month of mouth-watering events. Join us this November for a series of exciting culinary experiences such as the Barefoot Gourmet Soiree, with proceeds donated towards hospitality scholarships for local students. Or experience an evening with our participating hotels, hosting visiting chefs from around the globe. Join our Restaurant Week cook-offs and sample special discounted menu items. Every Friday of the month, our chefs prepare savory local dishes. Head to Virgin Gorda for the first ever On the Rocks bar crawl. This food-filled month climaxes on the Drowned Island at the 2nd Annual Anegada Lobster Festival. Visit www.bbifoodfest.com or call the BVI Tourist Board at 284-494-3134 for more details.
Plus, the refreshing family drink with a revved up fruit flavor.
New flavors now available: mango, pineapple ginger, and soursop. Turbo Plus is distributed in the Virgin Islands by Total General Services.
Hi there, welcome to Botanic Service Station, your #1 Soul gas fill-ups in the British Virgin Islands. Try our delicious hot wings or pizza with your favorite toppings, made fresh every day. Try it, I know you will love it.
Need a cold drink? We have the widest variety, the cheapest and coldest in town.
Just a friendly reminder, we have a wide range of vehicle maintenance products.
Oils, coolant, batteries, air fresheners, and our number one product, Soul Gas. The best gasoline that will take you further and keep your engine running cleaner. Do you love to cook? We have your LPG right here for your convenience. Open from 7 a.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. Chances are you'll be stopping by the Botanic Service Station today, so just grab a cold drink while you're there.
Last left earlier. Brilliant. The directions I got to go straight.
How you going to tell me about them stupid directions when the map is right here?
Let me see the map. Let me see the map.
So now you want to see the map?
Give me the map, man.
Alright.
No, we passed there already.
Look alright. Go 100 meters, and that's the destination.
Having Digicel data is like having the fastest man in the world save you from getting lost. Start using Digicel data today. Digicel.
All right, welcome back, guys. We got 20 minutes left if you want to get in on the conversation. Hit us up on the text, hit us up on the phone. We got a lot of texts, so Courtney, do your thing. I know you got a lot of texts going on right there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are texting tonight. What are people them saying on the text?
Well, I have to way back here. So I had some text earlier about Grand Cayman remain a tender port.
Mm-hmm.
Will we get more or less cruise ships tendered than Cayman while our cruise ship dock is being expanded? Well, that would have been good to talk about if we didn't get the breaking news that that we're going to get less and not more.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe some people from here will go to St. Martin and I like that explanation you give, Sam. The fact a lot of people don't know that individually you can go to these FCCA meetings and propose yourself, you know, like sell yourself.
Yeah.
Just like Long Bay, just like Bitter End.
Yeah.
We got a call. Good evening. You have reached Speak Your Mind. Go right ahead, please.
Hey, good evening. Talk to us.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
We're hearing a little feedback in the background. Cut the television first.
Yeah, but you can hear me well right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm calling from Virgin Gala. And I have a real grave concern. Virgin Gala is still a part of the BVI government.
Is it still part of the BVI and the government?
Is Virgin Gala still a part of the BVI government?
Why? It's hard to tell, but the premier is supposed to be having meetings up there, I think, this week.
Oh, this week, well, I'll be waiting for him because there's a load of issues.
Yeah.
Issues that are similar to the one that you guys debating now in terms of the schools, in terms of everything else.
Yeah.
But I have a point that I want to highlight, and it's respect to the government administration building. I see the government have a campaign now with step up security in town. We've got to enter in the building and visit the department. What about Virgin Gala have an administration facility too? I see these ministers coming every week after week, and they climbing X amount of steps to go to their offices and expecting the people to come and visit them. Now there's an elevator in that building that hasn't been working for months. And the reason that it is not working is because it has not been serviced. The reason that it has not been serviced is alleged to be that the government didn't pay their bill, so the people ain't coming to service it. What is that to give our people who go out and really support these ministers and whoever? I have a grave concern. The administration building in Virgin Gala, the security is done by a private contractor, and we have a private contractor manning our desk, our information desk at the front. The That's not right. These security officers can't even represent. They can't answer the questions related to the departments and the offices upstairs. 90% of the people except the Social Security people have to go upstairs. And you will have to go in there one day and see our older people struggling to go up the steps because the elevator is not working for months. They're struggling to go up the steps, and when they do come down exhausted, they can't get a bottle of water to drink. They have a water fountain there, and I have proved it. I have shut it out for 4 days consecutively. No water to drink within the building. I feel for my people. But they have become so complacent with the fear that if they speak up, they wouldn't get no government work or they wouldn't get nothing. I'm sick and tired of this kind of behavior. And our ministers prancing up in the House of Assembly and going on, they need to set the example for the children in the high school. They're seeing this and they're seeing them go on and they're taking the trend. And that's what's going on. The ministers being aggressive towards staff, towards other people. They need to check themselves and see what they're doing, see the trends that they're setting for our people. And my concerns regarding Vojingara are very serious. They have an administration building there too that need the same security too, because the same ministers visit there regularly. When you come down from upstairs, there's an old derelict vehicle parked in the yard with no wheels on it. Is that a government vehicle too? Man, we need to get it together. All 9 districts included. And don't use Vojingara for a voter's pad. We need to come and represent the people and really do what we need to do.
But Carla,
I want to know. Okay, give me a little chance. I want to know, in respect to our school and Vojingara, do they have the same issues that the Big Guy High School have? Don't they need to be addressed too?
Of course.
And another point I have regarding to the school, I pass there several times, and I see we have snack bars relative around the schools, different from the BVI High School, because the BVI Elmo Stout High School have facilities inside. Now we have a facility inside. Now we're feeding the children them lunch, and so we don't have a table for them to sit on. They have to sit on rocks, under trees, around corners, because the classrooms are locked. And I could see the classroom being locked, but they need to provide some kind of place for these children to sit and eat. When you go to Elmo Stout High School, there is a big tent. I don't know if it's still there, but there's a facility where you could take your lunch and go and sit down and eat. What about Vojingara? Don't these children come too? Don't they need the same benefits too? The minister claims he's doing such a great job. He needs to come do some work, Vojingara, man. And he needs to address the physical issues, those things relating to children's behavior, their lunches, their meals, and we have to be careful what we're feeding our children. Who is there checking on what our children are being fed from these snack institutions? All of them, barring none. We need to monitor them and see what our children are being fed. The products, whether they are in order, whether they are dated, whether they are outdated. We need to check on these things serious. We can't just come and say, oh, we're doing a good job, curriculum this, curriculum that, and we're leaving the children behind. That's the same thing that's happening at Elmo Stout School. We're so focused on the curriculum and this and that we're leaving the children behind. Please, my concern is directed mostly to Vojingara, and these issues are serious. Do you think that by giving a man a job to cut some bush or $500 to repair something, you think that is representing the people? They got to come again. I ain't looking for no job. I ain't looking for no work. My concern about my people and the generation that is coming. The children that are coming, you have to set the example for them. Watch what we're doing. Watch how we live and set the example for the children to follow. I'm real hurting right now. We don't have no representative. I guess the representative for 9 district will resign from representing us. But this is a serious point.
You have 5 representatives, Carla.
But none of them ain't representing us, brother.
You have 4.
All the ministers coming up saying they have office hours, climbing a whole flight of steps and expect 50, 60-year-old people who hardly had issues. Even Europeans, even our visitors complaining. Is this elevator out of order totally?
Let me
out of order.
That's what I wanted to ask you. You're telling me that the elevator doesn't go up?
No, sir, not at all. It has a sign on out of order. And the reason it is out of order, it just needs servicing. The company that installed it will not come to service it because they had not been paid for their work. I urge the minister or whoever, I think it's the deputy governor, whoever is responsible for this need to get with it, man. You're on the TV and they promoting one administration building, house security, this and that, and you're neglecting the other one? We're talking about the Elmwood High School in Tortola and their issues, and we're forgetting that Virgin Gorda have a high school too? Let's get with the program. I really am annoyed with it, and it's time to start talking now. This is the talking season, and I am going to talk. I don't need no government work. They could never give me another job. But I am going to speak. Those people who are so complacent, afraid to speak because they want a $2,000 or $3,000 job, that don't bother me. They could never give me a cent. I live, but I have to say what I have to say because I have a child. I have children in the system. And it's very sad to see you go and walk into administration building for 4 days, not a drink of water. Problems with that. Old people can't get up the stairs so they can't go pay their bills. The elevator ain't working. A simple thing.
You said the elevator don't go to the second floor.
It ain't going nowhere at all. It's closed. It have a sign between the two doors, Courtney, saying out of order. When you ask the servicemen and the people in the building what happened, the people ain't coming to service it because the government owe them money. That is nonsense. We are beyond that, man. We are beyond. If you really represent our people, don't fool them out by giving them a little job. Really represent them. And Virgin Gorda have a high school too that have a lot of issues. And it needs to be addressed. It needs to just like anything can get worse. That's the judgment, you know. When you're looking at one side and you're paying all your attention one way, the next side can break loose. So tell the minister tighten his belt and get together. We need dialogue. He needs to come, not just come and visit the few friends and supporters that you feel vote for you. You need to represent the whole district. All those at large, the premier, all of them, they need to represent the district and not stop playing this one-sided thing and just having the people for give them a little handout, keep them satisfied and make them vote for you. That's nonsense. We need to get by that. And our people have become so complacent they're even afraid to talk about issues. How many people from the 9 districts are your show? There are lots of issues. The mosquitoes killing us, the garbage building up, the derelict vehicles, even in the administration building, they have derelict vehicles. They do nothing about it. Mosquitoes killing us, there's no vector control.
Carla, let me ask you a question. You're saying that the representatives, them don't take a drive through.
They gone to sleep on us. They come in and tampering some of their friends when they feel like, but they're not doing anything really generally for the district.
So you're saying they only take a boat ride maybe up to the North Song area, or they don't come to the valley or anything?
They're going up to the administration building and keeping 2 or 3 hours and then visiting whatever sites they have to, but they're still neglecting the major problems that are there. That's no representation, brother. No representation at all.
I hear you.
And I'm very unhappy with it at this point, but I don't want to take up too much of your time because I have a telephone I could call again.
Yeah, man.
Call us again. All right, my brother. You do that. You call us again if you feel so. But the points you made are very important points. And the one thing I get from your call tonight, is the elevator is not going upstairs.
We have a set of policemen here. Listen to me. I have one more point to make. Bear with me, please. Sam, don't worry. Bear with me, please. We have a situation here. We have a lot of vehicles. We have heavy equipment. We have small light vehicles. We have a set of police who enforcing our traffic laws and our rules for certain people. And we have the major people with the heavy equipment and those things that could be a bigger threat. They're abusing the system. They're doing what they want to do. They have the equipment unlicensed for months and months, and they're parking them on junctions, on corners, full of garbage, whatever they want to. They're not even licensed, and the police can't touch them. The police can't tell them nothing. Why? Why? What's going on here? Are some people living above the law? In the 9th district, we need to get these things straight. And the minister's communication and work, education, all of them need to come together. And stop being hypocritical to the people and come forward and represent the people. We are BVI landers too. We are on the same voters list. And you're looking for some of our same votes too.
You know the list is out, right?
I know that. I know that.
You need to check it, you know.
And I know that. But what I know that we're not supposed to just be supporting people who we figure we want to come and vote for us. We're supposed to support a cross-section in the community and make sure that things are being done.
But the
Minister for the Environment, he needs to get his act together on Virgin Gorda. People going to die here shortly. And the thing they beat mosquito alone, then you have other complications. It's just a warning. A warning. When you're taking out the funding for vector control, putting it in the hospital and forgetting that the mosquitoes are still biting, that's a problem. That's a problem for the Minister of Health. You've got to get your act together. Build a hospital, yes, but you have to look at the district. You have to look at the district and what's going on. Garbage and filth all over. Ponds and puddles and pools of water all over. Nobody controlling these things. Thank you very much, Courtney and Sam.
Yeah, all right. Thanks a lot for the call.
Thanks for the call.
Hell of a call, Courtney.
Yeah, but the one thing I got from it though, the elevator ain't going to the second floor.
Yeah.
And usually that's not a good thing.
Well,
if anybody tell you your elevator ain't going to the second floor, Sam, you in big trouble, you know.
I think a bigger problem or bigger concern is when he said that the behavior in the House of Assembly and the behavior with our politicians, the behavior of the departments who are responsible for civil servants who are not reprimanding the civil servants, who are out bullying and behaving in such a manner as if they're untouchable, is some of the reasons. These are the reasons that are contributing to the behavior of some of our kids. So I think he hit the nail right on top of the head. I think he's absolutely right. A lot of these kids are seeing, listening, observing, you know, the same way they behave, some behavior among their peers, among their family, their parents, in the home. They're also paying attention to what's happening in government. They read in the newspaper just like everybody else, the same way they pick up and read a Facebook page. So I agree with him, you know, if we don't set the example, then you're just instilling the same kind of behavior that you say you don't want with our youth. But Courtney?
But I think too, Sam, that the rules of the House should probably address that as well. That you know, if you don't behave in a certain manner, you should be disciplined. You know, and there are all kinds of discipline. You could have discipline where you take the salary or whatever it is.
Yeah, but in order to have discipline in the House, you'll first have to have the Speaker of the House, who is not partisan, bipartisan, and will come down on either side and say, no, that language or that behavior is not acceptable, even if you're the government or the opposition, you know, and she or he has to set the tone, you know. So if you go talk about discipline, that's the way it has to be. You have to be a no-nonsense Speaker of the House that would say, period, I'm not going to accept this from this type of behavior, that type of language from anybody in the House.
Yeah.
You know, but Courtney, we got a few minutes left.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do my quick close and thank the people for calling in. We got a lot of texts. I know some of the guys at the taxi stand and so forth were complaining last week that I didn't get a chance to read a lot of the texts, but they see when the show is hot, it's hot. When the people are calling, they're concerned. They want us to address those concerns. And ladies and gentlemen, when people start calling, I don't like to rush people off the phone. If somebody have a legitimate complaint, because that's what we ask them to do, right?
Yes.
We ask them to call and speak their mind. And sometimes those same calls are what spark and generate others to want to call anyway. You know, encourage those other people. So with that said, Courtney, I just want to thank the people for watching and say tune in next week. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have the HSA, BVI Health Services Authority in-house. So if you have any health question, any issues and so forth, you can call and throw your questions straight to them.
Okay. Well, Sam, I still wanted to beg the question before I wrap up. The Census 2010, with elections right around the corner, we have the election list, the voters list out, and I want to know if we're going to get the census before election. That's all I want to know. I just want to beg the question. Are we going to get the census before election? Are we going to have to wait till after election to find out how many people in the territory in the first place, let alone how many voted? Anyways, we had a good show. We were able to talk a bit about the cruise industry. We talked a bit about the minimum wage and the way things are going. We got a few calls from some persons that raised some very interesting things in our community. And of course, we got a call from Virgin Gorda that shed a whole different set of issues that are going on in Virgin Gorda. And the caller reminded us that we're all in this together. Anegada, Josh Van Dyke, Virgin Gorda, Tortola, it's all one territory. And we all have 5 representatives in each district. Sam, we had a wonderful show. As you said, HSA is going to be here next week.
Yeah.
So gear up, tell your friends about www.jetvlive.net. They can find us there, as well as they can find us on Channel 55 JTV. Sam, we had a wonderful show. At this time, I usually say, God bless these Virgin Islands and the people that live in them, and we'll see you again next week.
Definitely.